What's going on, guys? Sad here from Askik, and I'm back with new video. So friends, in this video we'll be talking about big data. Now if you guys don't have any knowledge about big data, or you know basics about big data, and you want to learn about more about big data, so within next coming 10 minutes I'll make sure that you will get enough knowledge about big data. So before moving further, you have to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share with your friends, so it will help me to make more videos of this type. So let's get started. Now, what is big data? Big data is nothing fancy. It's small data, but it's huge number. Okay. Now, why is it huge number? Because you know that every day people are getting connected to internet. Now, day by day, the number of user on internet is getting increased. So all these things are creating data. Now, when the data increases, there is new approach to techniques, tools, and architecture. Why is it so? Because it will help us to aim new problems or old problems in a better way. And this thing is very important, that if you want to learn something new, then you have to know that how to tackle all those things. For example, if there is a bundle of files and you have to find some words or something phrase into it, it will take a lot of time. But if these files are on internet, or they are on certain files, for example it will be on .docs format or .pdf, then it will be very easy to find that phrase or word, isn't it? Walmart handles more than 1 billion customer transaction every year. Now this number is insane. Can you imagine what a 1 million customer every year, and 24 billions in a day? Now 24 into 7, you do the calculation and it's really damn high. Facebook handles 40 billion photos from its user base. Now 40 billion photos, isn't it great? Now for example, nowadays we are using high quality camera. Now 16 MP, 12 MP, 8 MP, 6 MP, all those creating 4 to 5 MB of minimum photos. Now 4 to 5 MBs multiplied by 4 million photos, you get to know what that number is. Now decoding of the human genes really took about more than 10 years, but now with the help of big data we can achieve it within a week. Now there are three V's in a big data. You get to know volume, variety, and velocity. Now volume, variety, and velocity. Let's get to know what all these things are. Now first get to volume. A typical PC computer, okay, back in 2000, all those computers may have 10 gigabytes of storage. Now 10 GBs. Well, I remember in 2001 I was having 10 GB PC. That time that 10 GB was like huge for me, but now 10 GB means nothing. If you are downloading a Blu-ray movie, it will be around 8 to 9 GBs. Now today Facebook is generating about 500 terabytes of new data every day. Now all those things are very amazing. Boeing 737, now it's a flight number, will generate 240 terabytes of flight data during a single flight across US. 240 terabytes. Can you imagine? 240 terabytes. The smartphone, the data created and consumed. Okay, now in the smartphone we are having sensors, different types of sensors, and these sensors are creating data. Next thing is velocity. Velocity is basically the speed of how fast these data can mm, go through one place to another. Now click stream or ad impression captures users behavior at millions of every per second. Now if you are seeing an ad and you have clicked it, so the speed between these things, you need to be impressed that how much time it took a customer to click on that particular ad. Let's get to second point. High frequency stock trading algorithm reflects marketing changes within microseconds. Now what is this? High frequency stock trading. High frequency means very fast stock trading algorithm. If there is a very fast trading algorithm, it reflects the market changes within microseconds. So it will be reflect all these micro changes within microseconds, so the trader can took advantage of these things. But machine to machine processes exchange data between billions of devices. Now what is this? Machine to machine means that there is a transfer of data between two machines, between millions of devices, and these all things require velocity. Now, variety. Big data isn't about numbers, dates, and string. So you know what is number, you know what is dates. Now, if you don't know about strings is basically the words or the sentence. Big data is a geospatial data, 3D data, audio, and video, and unstructured text, including log files and social media. So that's the beauty of big data. It's not a word, it's not a number, it's not audio, it's not video, it's not unstructured, it's not a social media, it's everything. And that's the biggest advantage of using big data. Traditional database systems were designed to add smaller volumes to structured data. Now, previously, all those database systems were using smaller addresses to store structured data. Now, why big data? Why do we need big data? Growth of big data is needed. Okay, big data key. Okay, so the growth of big data is needed. Increase of storage capacities. Now, if big data is increased, the increase of the storage capacity will be increases. Increase of the processing power. The processing power of everything is increases. Availability of data, that different type of data is available. Okay, FP generate 10 dB daily. Now, if you can imagine how 10 terabytes in a day. Okay, so Twitter generates 7 million 7 TB of data daily, and IBM also claims that the almost 90% of the data is just created within last 2 years. Okay, so user, application, system, all those things, large and growing files make big data files. Okay, so data generation points example. Now, what is data generation points example? $600 to buy a disk that can store all the world's music. Okay, it's a basically a very growing torrent. Microphones, scanners, signs, mobile phones, everything is on big data. Now let's take a real world example of a US commercial jet engine. So 20 TB of information from single engine per hour. Now that single engine per hour. Now 6 hours of cross flight from New York to Los Angeles. 20 into 60. Now there are almost 28,873 flights per day in sky from United States. So that number multiplied by 365 days in a year. So it will create 1 zettabyte in a 1 year. Now all these numbers are very huge, and if you need to do work on these, you need to have a different approach, different tools for your management. Okay, now big data plus social media is equals to new president. Okay, so you must have heard about the latest going thing that Facebook and Twitter have said that Donald Trump will be our new president. And see, it's turned out to be true. Well, let's go further.